Welcome to Link G4x Training Part 39. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at working with our WaterMeth Injection in conjunction with our G4x systems. We're going to learn how to integrate an AEM and an Aquamist type WaterMeth injection into the programming routine in our PCLink software. We're going to learn how to offset our fuel and spark timing when our controller is armed and it's going to be spraying. We're also going to learn how to integrate the fail-safe protection features in case the WaterMeth injection stops spraying and we have some kind of fault in the system so we can protect our engine and not damage it. So without further wait, let's jump into this video so we can check everything out. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to be taking a look at working with our WaterMeth injection programming within our PCLink software for our Link G4x systems. So we're going to be taking a look at how to integrate an AEM WaterMeth kit and an Aquamist WaterMeth injection kit into our PCLink programming in our programming routine as we're going and doing our tuning. So we'll find that both of these kits offer fail-safe outputs or ways that we can determine if it's switched on or off. That's going to allow us to integrate this into some of our inputs here to be able to take reaction if we have something going wrong. So if we have a failsafe being tripped, we can take a reaction, it'll save our engine because when we're spraying our WaterMeth solution, we will be offsetting the fuel and spark timing from our main fuel and spark timing tables. So if we don't spray WaterMeth, if something happens, we run out, the pump goes bad, whatever the case may be, and we start to do a pool and we're getting into boost and we're not spraying that WaterMeth solution and we've tuned for it and we're not having a way to protect our engine, you'll find the engine's gonna blow because we have not enough fuel and too much spark timing and too much boost. The combination of all of those will definitely lead into knock, which will damage the engine very quickly. So we want to go and integrate a fail-safe protection strategy when we're using our WaterMeth injection. And that's what we can do here within our software, programming some inputs into our PCLink software here, into our G4x systems, so that we can have a reaction and it can allow us some flexibility in the way we program as well. So let's talk about here, let's move from our basics page. We're going to move right into our 4D and 5D pages here. We've talked about this in a separate video. We'll find in the 4 and 5D tables here that's going to allow us to offset our fuel and spark timing from our main fuel and spark timing table. This adds a fourth and a fifth dimension of control over on top of what we're normally programming. These tables work the exact same concept as working with intake air or engine coolant temp compensation for fuel or spark timing. It's just going to allow us to have this custom fourth or fifth dimension in fuel and spark timing configuration, again, so we can offset the main fuel and spark timing tables. So when we're spraying our WaterMeth solution, we're going to have a two-part effect going on. The first part, the water is going to be taking up heat or soaking up heat out of the intake track, out of the actual combustion chamber within our engine. So as we're integrating and spraying the water in a controlled fashion, we will find that it's going to be lowering our combustion temperature. Now when we're spraying the meth solution in the WaterMeth mixture, we'll find the meth is going to be increasing the effective octane that we're spraying into our engine. So by going in and lowering our combustion temperature and raising our effective octane, we're going to have a two-part effect. It's going to be controlling our combustion temperature, which means we can get more aggressive with our combustion pressure because everything is going to be in a more controlled state. By increasing our combustion pressure by the means of increasing the boost pressure and or the spark timing, we can gain more horsepower and torque. So when we're spraying our WaterMeth solution, we need to offset some of the fuel that's spraying out of our port fuel injectors that are spraying and controlled from our G4X. We need to dial back some of that fuel so we're not going to be running too rich when the WaterMeth starts to spray. And then we'll find that we also need to increase our spark timing above and beyond what our main spark timing table is set at. Now you have a couple options when you're working with your WaterMeth injection systems. The first option here is going to be the best, which is what I'm going to be covering, looking at an AEM WaterMeth injection kit. The Aquamist kits aren't going to be able to be configured in this manner because they don't have a on and an off arming switch, although you could wire your main power feed to your Aquamist brain so that it turns on or off with a toggled switched input rather than a key on 12-volt source, and accomplish the same thing we're going to be talking about here with our AEM WaterMeth kit. So it can be integrated, but directly the way that Aquamist has set up and configured the wiring for that brain controller in the Aquamist kits, it doesn't work the exact same way. But again, you can configure that. Again, your power source would just have to be ran through an on-off toggle switch. So let's take a look at our AEM WaterMeth kit and take a look at the schematic here so we can understand what is going on and how we're going to be wiring it, integrating it into our G4X systems. So looking at our schematic here, we're going to find we have our brain controller. The brain controller is going to be controlling the pump that's within the WaterMeth kit on the AEM kits. That pump is going to be turned on or turned off, and it'll be allowing the WaterMeth solution to be pumped out of the tank and then through the lines, and then into your nozzles that'll spray into your charge pipe and get into the engine. We will find in this kit that the tank itself is going to have a float or a level sensor if it runs low on fluid, which is very common and can happen with the WaterMeth kits. If it runs too low, it's going to not deliver that WaterMeth solution into the engine. It can blow the engine. So it has a level kit that's going to go in and trigger the brain controller. If there's a problem and it runs low, the brain controller will know that, and it can send a... Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here. And you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.